All right, friends, Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos and Chodesh Tov. It's Rosh Chodesh. It's Adar 1, which is actually the extra months, and Adar happens next month, but that's a technicality. We are in a leap year, and so we add the extra month. So Passover and Shavuot and Sukkot don't float around on the calendar. So
we get an extra month, not just an extra day.
yeah, we get an extra month. Look at that. Look at that. We Jews do it big. We do it big, not just an extra day once every 4 years. No. An extra month once every 3 or so years. So, but it's a nice evening. It's a little overcast, a little cloudy, but pleasant. And Marilyn's here to bench lick for us this evening.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold him, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindled light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotzav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you. Let's continue together on page 9, reading responsively in the English, top of page 9. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. There are days when we act as if we care nothing for the rights of others. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. Let's jump ahead to page 20 for Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nikabela. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nikabela. Shomo v'zachor b'dibur echad, Yishme'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, L'shem ol tiferet v'li tila, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki mekor ha'bracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela, mikdah hashmelech yimelucha, umitzihi mitoch ha'pecha, rav lahak shevet b'yemecha b'cha, V'hu yachamol alai chemla, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela, hitna ari me'afar kumi, lifshi bigdei tifartei chami, al yad b'ni shai beit lachmi, korva el nafshi gehala, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nikabela, Hitorari, Kiva Orek Mihi Ori, Shir Daveri, Kivod Adonai Alai Nigla, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nikabela, Lo tevoshi v'lo tikol mi, Mahatish tochachi matehemi, Bachyechesu anieh ami, V'nihi b'netayir al tila, Lecha dodi likrat kala. Bnei Shabbat nikabela. V'hayu l'shimsa shosaich. V'rahachaku kol mevalayich. Yasis alayich Elohayich. Ki himsos chatan al kala. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Bnei Shabbat nikabela. Yamin usmol tifrotzi. V'et Adonai ta'aritzi. Al yadish ben partzi. V'nismecha v'nagila. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Bnei Shabbat nikabela. Vo'i v'shalom ateret bala. Gam b'simcha ufsola. Toch emunei am segula. Vo'i chala, vo'i chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Bnei Shabbat nikabela. Page 22, let's read some verses from Psalm 92, the psalm set aside for Shabbat. Let's read the outdented paragraph together. A psalm, a song for Shabbat. It's good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night, with the 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together. You have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai, how very subtle your designs. A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this. Tzadik katamar yifrach, ke'erez balvanon yiskeh shetuli. Bebeit Adonai, bechatro Eloheinu, Yahafrihu. O jinuvun veseva, desheni bera'ananim, yihiyu. Lehagi, ki ashar Adonai, suri velo avlatabo. Top of page 24, we'll welcome the angels. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharei. Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. All right, we have welcomed Shabbat. We're on page 146. I'll ask everyone please rise as we have Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai Porach Leolam Vaed. May be seated. Let's read together on 147. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'aviv Agavim. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael, Amcha Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shachmeinu uvkumeinu, nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha, Le'olam vaed. Ki heim chayenu v'yorech yameinu v'yorech yameinu uvahem neged yomam v'layla yomam v'layla ve'ahavat techal tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. V'ahavta ha'et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha Ubechol meodecha, v'hayu advarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom alevavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha v'veitecha, uvlektecha v'derech, Uv'shokbecha, uv'kumecha, uv'kshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu latotafot bein einecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uv'misharecha, leman tizkeruhu v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, Vitem kedoshim leloechem. Ahadi Adonai Elohechem. Asher hotzeitiachem me'eretz Mitzrayim. Liot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Page 151. Let's read responsibly. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all.
Yet that oneness eludes our grasp, and in perfection evil abounds.
Before our eyes there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness.
There is enough to break the heart. There is enough to exalt the soul.
When will redemption come? Long ago we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High.
We learn God's presence in each times and commandments, so we celebrate His power that makes for freedom.
Top of 152. Mi chamocha vaylim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nohora tehilot osef eleh. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, vokeyam lifnei Moshe, zeili anu v'yamruhu, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, v'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov, uga'alo miad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Top of 153, the first two lines of Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shoreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shoreinu l'chaim. Let's read together in the English. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. Your true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, Aporei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Amo Yisrael, V'al Yerushalayim. Page 154, some verses from the book of Exodus, from the book of Shmot, Vishamru. Vishamru Bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat Lidorotam Berit Olam Vishamru Bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat Lidorotam Berit Olam Beini uvein Bnei Yisrael, Oti li'olam, V'shamru Bnei Yisrael, et HaShabbat, La'asot et HaShabbat, Lidorotam Berit Olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim et haaretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabbat la'asot et hashabbat Lidorotam Berit Olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash. Shabbat vayinafash. Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael. Shabbat La'asot et HaShabbat Lidorotam Berit Olam. We're at the Amidah, the central prayer of the evening service. Pages 155, 156, and 157 we'll chant together, and then we'll go silent as you can end and finish the Amidah on your own, reading either the Hebrew or the English, or offering up your own meditative prayer. And this evening on page 161, please add what is called Yale V'Yavo, the insertion for Rosh Chodesh, for the new month. But we'll begin together on page 155. I'll ask everyone, please rise. Adonai Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor V'Hanora, El Yod, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevii Goel Ivei B'neihem, V'ma'an Shimho Be'ahava, Melech Ozer, U'Moshia U'Magid. Baruch atah Adonai, Magid Avraham, Yezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei Meti Atara L'Hoshia. Mashiv HaRuach, U'Morid HaGashem. Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayei Metim Berachamim Rabim. Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayei Emunato Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Baal Givorot, Unidom Melach, Melech Meimid, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'ne'eman atah l'chayot metim, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh al-metim. Let's continue in the middle of page 160. Let's read together in English. Excuse me. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. May we all live in such a way that this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Top of 162, let's read together Yale Biabo. Our God and God of our fathers and our mothers, be truly mindful of us and all your people Israel on this first day of the new month, and renew us in love and compassion, goodness, life, and peace. This day remember us for well-being. Amen. This day bless us with your nearness. Amen. This day help us to a fuller life. Amen. Page 164 will close out with Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. B'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol eit u'b'chol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Praise you, Adonai, who blesses your people, Israel, with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael, v'shalom. Page 253, Yishaberach, a prayer for healing. You'll find it in the middle of the page. Misheberach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. First of our community, pages 258 and 259. And David, would you read the prayer for our congregation?
Source of all being, may the children of this community learn from equal passions from us. Love of Torah, devotion and prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction. And may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding. May our efforts bring fulfillment and joy.
Baruch atah Adonai, shotecha levacha v'yirah na'avod. Maury, how about the prayer for our country?
O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit.
Amen. Shalom, shalom, Yerushalayim, Yishlayu, Hovayich. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. Avinu Shabbat Shemayim, Sur Yisrael V'Golo. Barechet Medinat Yisrael, Reishit Tzmichat Gulatenu. Hagein Aleha B'Yavrat Chasdecha, Ufos Aleha Sukat Shlomecha. Ushlach Urcha B'Amitecha V'Rasheha, Sareha V'Yotzeha. V'Taknein B'Eitza Tova Milfanecha. V'natata Shalom Ba'aretz. B'simchat olam liyoshbeha and amar. Amen. O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shielded it beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen. All right, friends, Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos and Chodesh Tov. Oh, this week's Parsha is Mishpatim. After the last several, this is kind of a quiet one. No big action takes place, just lots of laws. And the kind of laws we get are what are called Mishpatim, rules or laws. And this is the beginning of the code of law that will govern the ancient Israelite community. 90% of what we get this week are what we call ethical mitzvot, how we treat each other. And beginning with the Aseret HaDibrot from last week and building as we go forward, Jewish law is unique in the way that it's presented because it encompasses three types of material, and all three types are in one place. Right? If you look to the ancient Middle East, you will see that most cultures had the law. Think of the Code of Hammurabi, right? It's a code and it's on basically proper behavior and punishments, and that is one part of that culture's law. Then there was the cultic or the ritual law, and we know that other cultures had that because we found handbooks that were for their priests. And there were moral exhortation, and that's found in what we call wisdom literature. And our Bible, a whole third of our Bible is wisdom literature. But for us, everything is in one place: the law, the cultic, and the ritual, and the moral exhortations. In fact, the Torah is all three of those types of literatures combined. We have law, we have cultic practice, and we have wisdom. For the law this week, we get laws regarding slavery, murder, kidnapping, personal injury and damages. Even in the ancient days, they had lawyers. Lying, witchcraft, idolatry, oppression, business practices, unjust treatment of plaintiffs by judges. Then in the ethical part, we have don't follow others to do evil, right? The same thing that my father used to always say: if everybody else was jumping off the bridge, would you jump with them? Don't follow others to do evil. Directives for the care of one's enemies, distressed animals. If you're walking down the street and you see a neighbor whom you don't like and his ox is in trouble, the Torah teaches that you can't just walk away from it. Even though you might not like the guy living next door to you, you might be enemies with him, you still have to help him with his animal. impartiality in judgments, sensitivity, concern for strangers. And we're reminded that we were strangers in Egypt. And so we should treat the strangers. The word ger literally means stranger, also means immigrant. And so how you treat people who are coming into your country is very important. And then, of course, we have some ritual law. We get the rituals for Shabbat, the sabbatical year, Passover, Shavuot, and Sukkot. Upon hearing all of the laws, all of the children of Israel answer, Kol Asher Amar Adonai, Kol Asher Diber Adonai Naaseh V'Nishma. We will do it and we will listen to it. And lots of commentaries say, should they say we will hear it first and then we will do it? But no, we will listen. We will seek to understand, right? So we'll do the mitzvot, and only afterwards will we try to figure out the meanings behind them. We get 53 new mitzvot this week. There are only 2 other Torah portions in the entire Torah that have more mitzvot. We have 23 positives, 23 do's, and 30 don'ts, for a total of 53 new mitzvot. And that is your Torah portion in a nutshell. So as I alluded to at the beginning of services, we are in a leap year. 5784 is a leap year. It has nothing to do with the fact that it ends in a 4. There's a system in place that I'll try to explain, of how an extra month gets added every few years. And it makes the holidays seem like they are either early or late. When people say the holidays are late or early, it's kind of like fingernails down a chalkboard, because it shows that they're only looking at the secular calendar. On the Hebrew calendar, the holidays are exactly when they're supposed to be. The 14th of Nisan, the 1st of Tishrei, the 15th of Tishrei, they all fall on the dates that they're supposed to. It's the fact that we live in a culture that uses 2 calendars makes it seem like they're late. And this year, you'll hear everybody say, Pesach is so late this year. It's not. It's on time. But it is 2 months from now. It's not next month. The first mitzvah that we were given as a people was to establish a calendar. And God said, you are free people and you will have a calendar and you'll fill it up with my holidays. And we did. But in order to have a calendar, you need observable phenomenon, right? I asked people, what was it? Sesame Street had one of these things is not like the others, right? To see if you could find, they had 3 green Muppets and a blue Muppet, right? But a day, a week, a month, and a year, which one doesn't fit in that list? A day, a week, a month, or a year? A week. Out of the 4, it's the only one that you can't tell by looking at the sky. If you look at the sky, you don't know if it's Monday or Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Wednesday. But you can look out the window and tell whether it's a day or night. There's your day. You can look at the moon and determine where you are in the month according to the moon. Right now, if you look out, you're not going to see a moon. It has nothing to do with the clouds. It's that the moon is new. When you get to the middle of the month, the 15th of the month, you'll see a full moon. So you know you're halfway through the month. And a year, you can look at the position of the sun relative to the earth and know where you are in that period. So it's a week. A week is man-made. A week is human-made. It could have been 8 days. It could have been 12 days. But they picked 7 days. So we look to the sun, its relative position to us, and we look to the moon for its distinct phases. And this is how we understand the calendar. As Jews, we use 2 types of calendars. We use the solar calendar to tell us when day begins and when night begins. Right? The 24-hour period, sun up, sun down. For the rest of the year, for the months and for the festivals, we use the lunar calendar. Almost everything is based on the lunar calendar. And there's a problem with the lunar calendar is that, lunar months are shorter by about 11 days than solar months. And so what happens is after a few months or a few years, things start to float around or have the possibility of floating around. And so what the rabbis or the ancients came up with was what they called the luni-solar calendar, where it's basically a combination of the two. And we have figured out every once in a while to add a month to make up for the deficiency of the lunar months, the days that are not part of the lunar month. A lunar year is approximately 354 days. So we lose about 11 or 12 days according to the solar month, to the solar year. So over 3 years, you've lost over 30 days, and that would push your festivals in one or another direction. And we can't have that. Passover has to happen in the spring. Sukkot has to happen in the fall. And if we don't make this adjustment, if we don't figure out a way to make up those days, Passover will be in February, Sukkot could be in July. And that would be a problem. So what did they do? They came up with a 19-year cycle. Every 19 years, cycle, 7 times during that 19-year cycle, we add an extra month, an entire month. We add what's called Adar. Well, we have 2 Adars. The Adar that we're starting right now is technically Adar 2, because what holiday falls in Adar? Purim. Does Purim fall this coming month? No, it falls next month, which is the actual Adar. Purim has to be a month out from Passover. And so if we had it this month, our calendar would be screwed up. And so 7 times in a 19-year cycle, we add an extra month. And the years are the 3, the 6, the 8, the 11th, the 14th, the 17th, and the 19th. Those are all the leap years. And if you take the year and divide it by 19, the remainder will tell you what year in that cycle you are. And then from there, you can figure out whether or not it's a leap year. So 5784 divided by 19 has a remainder of 8. As a remainder of 8. So we are in the 8th year of a 19-year cycle. And as I said, years 3, 6, 8, 11, 14, 17, and 19 are leap. So we have a leap year this year. And then we won't have another one for another 3 years. And then you'll see the holidays, especially Passover and Sukkot, kind of go back and forth a little bit. Sometimes it'll be mid-September, sometimes it'll be early October, but then, it's always going to be found, at least Sukkot, in that area. So what we do is what the rabbis have figured out is that when we get to be about 30 or so days deficient, that's when we add the leap month. And that's about every 3 years. Every 3 or so years, we have this leap year. Now, if you want to see what a true lunar calendar looks like, take a look at the Muslim calendar with the month of Ramadan, the big month of fasting for our Islamic brothers and sisters. And when does Ramadan fall? Whenever it wants to.
Christmas?
Sometimes it's around Christmas. Sometimes it's in December. Sometimes it's in September. Sometimes it's in June. Sometimes it's in November. It floats. It's not the same every year because they don't make up the loss of days over a period of time. So it's a true lunar calendar. So for us, there's all sorts of mathematics that go into how we figure out everything. But it's been this way for a couple of thousand years, where we have been looking to the moon and to the sun to help us navigate our year. And so this year, we are now entering into what we call Adar Aleph, which is the extra month added onto our calendar. And then next month will be Adar Bet, which will have Purim. And then the month after that is Nisan, which will be the month of Passover. But just remember that the holidays on the Jewish calendar fall exactly when they're supposed to fall. And with that, Shabbat Shalom, Good Shabbos, and Chodesh Tov. Mari, what time is it?
Kadoosh.
Kiddush, you haven't been here for a couple of weeks. I almost missed it a couple of times. Yes, I know. Yes, it is Kiddush for Friday night. And there we are. Let's go, please rise. Vayihi erbai boker yom hashlishi vayachulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzivam vayachal Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher hasa vayishbot bayom hashvi mikol melachto asher hasa vayavarech Elohim et yom hashvi Vayikadesh oto kivo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asod. Safri Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam morei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. V'shabbat kodsho v'ahavat ratzon inchilanu zigaron lemaseh bereshit ki hu yom techila lamikra'ei kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim kivanu v'charta V'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha v'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Page 282, we'll start closing out with Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol lateit gedula liotzer beishit shelo asanu kagoye haratzo v'lo samanu mishpachot hadama shelo sam chelkenu kahem V'gor aleinu techol hamonam v'anachnu morim u'mishtachavim modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim kadosh baruch hu shehu yotei shamayim v'yoser haaretz u'moshe v'yikaro b'shamayim imah Ushrinatuzo, Godhei merohi, Eloheinu ein hod, Emet Lokeinu efesulato, Kakatu betorato, Yadata hayo, Lahashevota, Elevavecha. Ki Adonai hu Elohim, Hashamayim mimal, v'al haaretz, mitachat eino. Kakatu b'tortecha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar Vaya Adonai, Lamelech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo echad. You may be seated. This week we observed the following yard sites. Rose Blackman, grandmother of Francis Fish Tompkins. Ted Island, Ed's brother. Sally Fowlin, Harry's wife. Max Glick, Sarah's husband, great uncle of David, Billy, and Barbara. Walter Lewis Jr., Walter Lewis III's father, Peggy's husband. Philip Shatner, Ernst Billig's uncle. Jean Jacobs, Layla's sister and Richard's aunt. Mary Siegel Katz, Frida Kagan's aunt. Julia Shaddles, Steve Shaddles' grandfather. Deborah Zilberstein, friend or relative of Jack Hyman. Esther Gableman, Steve Shaddles' grandmother. Evelyn Mendelson, wife of Joe, mother of Anne, Carol, and Theodore, sister of Maury and David Ritter. Janet Russell, aunt of Cheryl Hirsch and Susie Brodoff. Sarah Schneider, Steve Snyder's sister, Rabbi Jean's sister-in-law. Ruth Blankoff-Kazan, grandmother of Martin. Harry Ratner, Irving Greenstein's great uncle and Harry's uncle. Teresa Ann Rogers, Rose Ritter's niece. Irene Drucker-Bro, F's wife, Tony's grandmother. Rudolph Island, Ed's father. Lena Glick, David and Billy's aunt. Leon Mole, father of Natalie Schneiderman. Ben Stern, Diane Shaddles' father, Bessie's husband. Philip Cohen, Ruth Cohen Glick, Bob's wife, Billy and Barbara's mother, David's aunt. Ethel Levine, Milton's wife, mother of Sheldon and Bernard, Regina's grandmother. Celia Addlestone Ritter, Charlie's wife, mother of David, Maury, and Evelyn. Height Bro, Charles Esbro's second wife, Tony's stepmother. Bessie Crand, Harry's wife, Howard's mother. Paul E. Carson, Toby Murphy's grandfather. And Ann Cutler, Harry and Ida's daughter, Jack's sister. Alfred Feinberg, Herman's brother, A.H. Frankel's brother-in-law. June Rice, friend and relative of Michael Spindell. Molly Schwartz Hartz, wife of Francis, mother of Shelley and Eileen, Maury's aunt. Rose Silberstein, wife of Julian. May their souls be bound up in the bond of life eternal. May their memories be a blessing to us all, and may they always rest in peace. Mourner's Cottage is found on page 294. Yit Gadal, Yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach hirutei, Yamlik malchutei. B'chayi chon, Yomei chon, U'chayi d'chol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah v'varach li'olam u'lamei maya. Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitkar, Yitramam, Yitnaseh, Yithadar, Yithaleh, Yithalal, Shmei Kusha, Brichu, Leila, Minkol, Birchata, Bishirata, Tushbachata, Benechamata, Da'amiram, Ba'alma, B'imru, Amen. Yehei Shlama, Rabba, Vin Shemaya, B'chaim Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, B'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom Imromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, B'imru, Amen. Okay, be seated. All right, friends, Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos. Just a couple of quick announcements. Services tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And then again on Sunday morning at 9. Sisterhood's having a brunch on Sunday morning. And the Super Bowl party is at 5:30. David, yeah, right, 5:30. And my class is at 1 and 2. Even though it's Super Bowl Sunday, I'm not playing. And so I don't even know who is playing. All I know is that the Steelers aren't playing, and that's that really matters to me. But that's at 5:30. Board of Trustees meeting is on Tuesday, and Yiddish choir, the best choir from coast to coast, the best choir, the choir with the most is our Yiddish choir, and that is Wednesday at 7. Coming up on April 14th is the raffle. The tickets are here. People are having them to sell, so find your favorite ticket seller and buy a few dozen. And then on May 19th, it's the Jewish Cultural Festival. Plenty of work to be done, so please, if you have a little extra time, please help out volunteering. There's big projects and little projects, and so, but they all need to get done. At the back of the room, you'll see we have these little blue buttons with a hashtag. These come to us from the group Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism, and this is part of their Stand Up to Jewish Hate program. What's the word I'm looking for? Program? All right, we'll call it a program. It's to raise awareness of anti-Semitism and hate targeting Jews. Nice pins. They're in the back. Have one. For a group that makes up 2.4% of the population, that's the Jews, 2.4% of the population, we get to experience 55% of religious hate crimes. There's something wrong there. There shouldn't be any religious hate crimes. And this is to help make people aware of the hate for us. So get it, wear it, and be proud to be Jewish. All right, I think I've got everything, and so we'll close out with Adon Olam on page 321, and then we'll see people on the intertubes tonight. Page 321, Adon Olam. Adon Olam, Hashem Allah. בטרם כל יציר נברא, ליד נעשה בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נברא, באחרי כתבות הכל. לבדו ימלוך נורא, והוא היה והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא אחד ואין שני. לעם שלו להכבירה, בלי ראשית בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה, והוא אלי וחי גואלי. בצור יצרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא בידו. Apid ruchi, v'eti shad v'ha'ira, v'ruchi geviati, Adonai li v'lo ira. All right, let's see who is saying hello to us on the intertubes. We have... well, we have TJHICKM. I'm not even going to guess. Good Shabbat to all enjoying services from Florida. Thank you. There's Mom. Shabbat Shalom to all from Rabbis Mom and Cliff from PA. Thanks, Mom and Cliff. Smiley one. Shabbat Shalom Mishpacha. I don't know that one. Donna Wilson. Shabbat Shalom. A message that was retracted, and Shabbat Shalom from Gallipolis. Did I get that right? Gallipolis. Gallipolis.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's Judith. All right, Judith. Hello. Pardon?
Judith Thompson.
Thompson, yeah. That's good to hear from you all. All right, friends. Only blessings and good things. We're open. Come spend a lot of time with us. Lots going on. I wish you all Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos, Chodesh Tov, and please be careful out there.
Shabbos.